No, I forgot to fill my water bottle. Should I go do that real quick?
Yes, you should.
30 seconds.
Everybody else can go ahead and get logged into Watch Together.
Negative.
What? I don't know if I can stay the whole entire time or not, but I'll stay as long as I can.
Stay as long as you can, bro.
Sean,
Yeah.
you're gay.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Tingly.
I have that effect on people.
It's the pre-workout, bud.
I have that effect on people.
Da 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 da. Ah!
Well, normally I would have watched the last session. I can give you guys a
Sean.
better recap. But the man with one job.
It's up. Did I not do it last time? Wait, what? I thought I did.
No one else has to worry about anything, but you can't even do the one thing you have to worry about.
Yeah, it's up. I uploaded it. You should subscribe to my channel and push the push notifications on, and then yeah, I did it the day of.
It's not in Primal Videos.
He's never happy easy.
I postponed for 4 hours so Tyler can recap,
Back.
reconvene.
See?
Oh,
Was that so
is.
hard? Was that so hard, Sean?
Oh God, what happened? What the fuck? Where?
Cursing me out right now.
Where is my super suit? Where the fuck's my Hello?
Oh.
It feels so good in my loins.
My stomach's a little bit upset tonight, so I'm gonna have to take some abrupt AFKs.
It's fine.
What the hell did you eat, bro? Or drink?
I don't
Okay,
know.
I fixed
Much.
it. I fixed it. I fixed it. I
Just-
fixed it. Shut up.
Feel a little bit under the weather most of the day.
Cancel.
It's kind of a little stomach bug or some shit getting me.
Bop, 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 bop.
It's life. You know, sometimes you feel great, sometimes you feel mediocre, sometimes you feel less than mediocre.
Maybe you didn't get them
Suicide.
six on enough, bro.
Less than the video. That's what I meant.
You know, to the proper heat. Get all the nasty in them. Maybe you got like parasite something.
Yeah, maybe I'm just dying. Who
Rock
knows?
grubs.
We're all dying though.
Over the age of 25, you're dying.
Oh, look at Lily.
Everybody hear that?
Yes.
What?
Okay. You need to be in Watch Together. Whoever isn't,
God damn, boy.
which is Giante.
God
How did you
damn,
know?
boy.
Okay, so
Oh, my arms, dude. My arms are so bad. Ah.
last time on D&D, you guys finished up your excursion in the Troll Cave, which, by the way, killing challenge rating 5 enemies awards a shit ton of XP apparently. So, yeah, you guys got.
Wait, they were all challenge rating 5?
Well, the boss was a little bit more than that, so
One per arm.
I gave a small bonus, but yeah, you guys got like 1,200 just from killing those 3 enemies. So,
It's crazy.
you know, while it takes a lot more XP to level up now, you also notice that you'll be getting more XP from other things. So it's not really going to be that big of a difference. At least not for the next 5 or so levels.
What
After you
is
guys-
TNO?
After you guys get to 10, they'll probably start to slow down, but you know. Anyway, yeah. So, you guys found a gnome hiding amongst carcasses in the troll cave who had this wild story, and you guys basically believed
609. Hell yeah.
and followed and investigated and you found the, let's see, what was it called?
Yeah, in
Carlos
hindsight,
Caress.
I should have insight checked that
Corey.
one. but-
You know, when it comes down to like there being a drug problem in the city, demons just like make perfect sense. You know, like invisible drug only
Right.
demons that you can
Exactly.
like. It all makes perfect sense. Anyone would logically follow that.
And
path.
everyone has their demons, especially
We
heroin
had.
junkies.
Anyways, we'll let you get back.
I'm just a druid. I make my own drugs.
Well, let me remind you that there is a difference between demons and devils. So, as we continue,
That's a good point, actually.
we
I
are,
didn't know that.
you guys are, you've discovered Carlos Caress. You've seen the drug, the primary drug that appears to be involved somehow in
reminds
this
Sky Shark.
in this Sky Shark, yes. Yeah, you guys tested it out. Oh, Rezar almost got laid, but he got scared, I guess. I don't know. Rezar's weird.
That's what happens in real life, boy.
Hey, don't worry. Just ask Jeremy. I was scared to get laid when I was like 20, so.
God, what a loser!
But but anyway,
My team's
yeah, and you guys, the ones that partook in the drug, heard sounds, and you guys found some remnants of some strange ripples in I don't know what you would call it, just ripples in space and time. They had a adverse reaction to Rezar's magical axe, which
Not a euphemism.
Eldrick asked him to stop because who knows what was going to happen if he kept pushing away at that. And yeah, you guys found at the end of the night some bloody, torn clothes, fresh, looked like somebody had been
Fuck.
devoured.
Nom 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 nom.
So you guys
Bones
made it
and
back
all.
to your manor estate, and I believe all crawled into the spell created by Jeremy, or by Eldrick.
Passed out.
And that's where we're at. I don't know if you guys actually went to sleep or not, but
I
I
don't.
passed out. I passed the
Yeah,
fuck
I
out.
did for sure.
I'm examining the drug, like, with all of my knowledge.
oh, okay. Yeah, you examine it, and
Do I need to make a
Yeah.
check?
I would
It
like
doesn't-
to study this stuff as well.
okay, everybody who's examining the drug, let me see here, which check?
K9, would you stay in the bubble or head towards the manor?
I'll stay in the manor.
Okay, everybody who's examining this drug, roll a
I got medicine.
Would just be like an intelligence check. I don't even know what skill you could. What's
roll an Arcana check.
Oh.
Magic drugs.
I like to
I
type,
knew I was bad at those. Hell yeah!
cast detect magic as a
Don't worry, I got this.
Go ahead and link your spell for me, Sir Eldrick.
I almost want to use inspiration on that. But I think y'all can carry me.
Is it your sleeve?
I took the drug, okay?
I cast the Tiny Hut mainly for Slash and Rezar, because I mean they were very highly inebriated.
Okay, well, at the time you guys entered the hut, it was about midnight. It's approaching midnight. So, how long have you guys been in there so far? Just so I understand, and we can all agree upon this.
I'm asleep.
Probably spent at least an hour just looking it over, trying to.
So you guys entered the hut, and you immediately began examining what remnants of Sky Shark you still had on you.
Yeah,
Sounds good to me. I also
we
pulled
all-
some out that he stashed. Yeah, the whole
Yeah,
show.
we all pocketed some.
And Rezar and Slash both passed out, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, long rest for us.
Or attempted, anyway.
Yeah, attempted.
Okay, so, I'll get to your rolls in just a minute. Eldrick, your detect magic. Let's see, there is definitely a magical aura emitting from this substance. Although it is very faint.
I relay that info to Valana and
You feel as if, and you're not sure, but it feels almost like
1 foot
a
of stone, 1 inch
necromantic
of common metal, and a thin sheet of lead.
aura
3 feet
school
of wood or dirt.
about it.
It's so fucking specific.
You feel like there's other schools mixed in, but the necromantic you can definitely tell is there.
I thought for sure it was going to be transmutation.
Getting high on souls, bitches.
Hell yeah.
I take the time to relay this information to Valana and to Giante, who Eldrick is now starting to become aware is much more wise and intelligent and arcane savvy than he previously assumed, thought, or was willing to admit.
Also cocaine savvy.
Cocaine.
He has a knowledge of like what appears to be herbs.
Just because
Concoctions.
a man barks doesn't mean he's not intelligent, okay?
That's right.
Bark, bark.
Just because man bark doesn't mean he's a dog. Rezar knows
Beautiful blue eyes coming straight to me.
Thought if I delayed turning it on, it was, whatever.
that. I want that.
By the way, Rezar has blue eyes as well, I believe. Sean does, right?
I do.
Same.
His just don't stand out as much because his eyelids are bigger. Sean's eyelids are huge compared to Josh's, whatever that means.
You know what they say about a man
know-
with huge eyelids?
You know what they say about eyelids?
You're gonna say that as well. I love you guys.
Is that finally Razor's inspiration back?
Nope.
It's a long running
Keep
joke.
dreaming.
I just don't get to have inspiration.
So, thank you for reminding me. While I understand the roles everybody played in the last session, I understand that it was necessary what everybody did. I will give inspiration back to the people who did take the drug.
Woo!
Yeah.
Girl!
So,
Time to lose it
Never
for
used mine
some.
in the first
I
place.
respect
is
that
a
and
degenerate.
don't care because I didn't use it.
Time to lose it for something stupid.
okay, so where was I at? Yes, yes, okay, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, Eldrick.
Yes, yes,
so
okay,
that
yes.
was your information. Valana, Giante, Eldrick, Rezar. Okay, Rezar, you are asleep. So why'd you roll Arcana? Valana, Giante.
Just to see if I can roll
Just
higher
to
than
prove he
Milana.
can do better than me.
Yeah, exactly. I hit him a -2. I could probably roll a 12.
Okay,
Roll a
so
6.
Valana, first of all,
My arm hurts.
you kind of look
Oh,
at this
my shoulders.
in your hand. It doesn't glow to the naked eye. Only Eldrick could see that with his detect magic. Unless you're using your thing that you have.
I don't have it.
So, okay, yeah. I don't even try to keep track of warlocks. Anyway, so you look at it, and it kind of resembles, just to make this easy to explain, everybody's seen Breaking Bad, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
So
that's good,
just
'cause
think
it's
about
Persuasion.
like a bluish, crystalline type, but much smaller, almost the size of almost dust size, but just big enough to be like, you know, very, very small pebbles.
Blue
And
sugar.
it's very, kind of close to that. And it's shiny. It's solid. It's not a liquid at all, and it has no smell. And other than that, you don't really glean any other information from it. Eldrick. Looking at it, you see all the same things that Lana came to the conclusion about.
Fake news.
You also glean what you gleaned from your tech magic. And just looking at this, you do notice that these fragments are they appear to be very pure. Like you can see straight through them, basically. Like they don't appear to have any impurities in them. Like the light just passes right through, like it's a, you know, whatever. So what that means, you're not sure, but you do notice that. And let's see here, Giante, you notice all these same things. You get the information Eldrick relayed, and as you're holding it, you feel as if, you know, as you're sniffing it, maybe you even put your tongue on it. Who knows? I don't know what the hell K9 does, but you can tell that
Barks at it.
Sniffs it and growls.
if there is natural ingredients in this from woodlands, you don't know what they are.
Okay.
You don't feel like there's much natural ingredients to this substance. And that's it.
Synthetic.
This thing is not of this world. Or if it is, it's very much diluted. Nobody else got nothing to say, huh?
Oh, got you.
I'm passed the fuck out, so I'm not. Yeah.
Thanks, Rizzo.
I believe the word you're looking for is synthetic, man-made, or possibly, as you said, otherworldly or planar influences, or possibly from the abyss or nine hells.
Magic drugs.
License, a powerful necromantic magic orating from this. That's not even a word. Doesn't matter. These crystals.
Tyler's laugh.
I think you meant to say aura emanating.
Emanating. There you go.
Orating's a cool word, though.
Can't think.
Originating.
That's a medieval. That's a medieval slang.
Yeah. Moving
Yeah, I
on.
remember it.
Alas, but I cannot tell much more than that. What do you all think we should do? Speaking to Giante and
Beep boop bop 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 bop.
First things first. We still have to turn in our quest. We have to tell them that the trolls have been dealt with. Because we put that off to assist the... What was his name? Corey?
Classic Corey.
Corey,
Yes, that thing.
the very eccentric, excitable gnome.
We do have
The most
many
glorious being in this entire town.
We do have things we must take care of. This devil presence, however, is a very urgent
My
matter.
stomach hurts. Pre-workout was a
I
bad
agree.
I'm
idea.
not sure I
Should
quite
we just-
understand yet how or
Oh,
why
I'm gonna
they
puke.
have this
The fuck?
vested interest in
I gotta
drug
smash
use
something.
in the town of Valencia, but
Valana, do you think it would be wise to mention this to the council since they are the ones that first mentioned this drug issue to us? Do you think that they could potentially be involved? What is our best course of action? We must decide.
I do believe it would be important to bring it up to the council. However, it is also possible that at least one of them is part of this conspiracy, if you will. Perhaps there's something we can do to see through that, guys.
Tyler, I'm gonna send you a quick message.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity.
Should we hit the library up first and glean as much knowledge as possible before we report to the council?
I believe that would be a good idea, yes.
Knowledge is power, I say.
I don't suspect we'll find much regarding this, given that it's a very strange circumstance. But perhaps we can find just that little bit we need.
Maybe look into these, what did you say it was, Valana? These hellhounds?
Yes, hellhounds.
Hi, Hound.
Well then,
You gotta admit, that was pretty good.
indeed
I know.
it
It
was.
was
Hellhounds.
awesome.
Great, dude.
Do you two need anything else from me before I retire to get mana for the night? Well, actually, never mind. I cannot leave here. If I do, my spell will be dispelled, and I do not feel like dragging these two to the manor. I will roll out my bedroll here and get some sleep. I'll see you all in the morning.
Well, I suppose we're sleeping under the stars tonight.
It's a sleepover, guys. Tent in the backyard, even though we just got a brand new man.
Stand in the front yard of the mansion right next to the gate as soon as you close it.
So what color is your big fucking magical dome?
Let me see, does it say on
I think you can choose. Like any color you want it to be. It's all one flat color though.
Sky Shark Blue.
From inside you can see out, no problem. But it's fully opaque.
So I'm going to pick a like sultry maroon reddish type of color. You know, the one that strikes feeling of like love and lust.
The color of Carla's panties.
This deep red dome in the middle of the yard strikes lust? Alright.
Yes.
Yes, dude.
Hell
You
yeah.
guys see the picture I put in the general chat?
No?
It didn't load. What the fuck? Never mind. Don't worry about it. Shh.
Alright, so I'm gonna retire for the night, and if these Valana and Giante, I mean not Giante, I keep saying Giante, I'm sorry. Sounds like a role playing name to me. K9, do not need anything.
That's because it is. Giante is another one of my characters, so don't worry about it.
Sorry about that. I'll try to get it right over the next few sessions.
Alright, let's rest then.
Alright,
Yeah, rest.
so.
Alright, it's there now.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
Tyler
You
looks
got-
a lot different.
As you guys rest, for Slash, you don't have a wonderful, peaceful sleep. You do get rested once you wake up, but many negative thoughts flow through your mind or your circuit board
Your motherboard.
as you rest. And you also feel like you're gaining something back, right? So you were powered down for millennia, and all of your circuits and wiring, lost a bit of its flair throughout the millennia, right?
Yeah.
So all this activity and action and interaction the last weeks seems to have created new protocols, new syntax in your mind. You're feeling what others have described as emotions, or at least the beginnings of them. You can kind of understand more about the creatures that you are spending so much time around. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Rezar,
Slash is gonna try and get it on.
Rezar, you, as you're sleeping, you have dreams of blood and battle and conquering, and rock and roll music is playing in the background.
Yeah.
And you're standing on a pile of bodies with your axe high in the sky, enjoying yourself. And then you hear a thundering voice behind you.
Uh-oh.
All it says is, "Son." You turn around, and a dark image of an orc is laid out upon the sky, upon the horizon, casting a
shit.
shadow over your body and all the corpses you stand on top of.
Hell
think about-
yeah.
What role your father may or may not have if he's still connected with Zagrosh's horde.
Hell yeah.
Valana,
I'm
it's
gonna
been
kill
a
my
while,
daddy.
but thoughts of the ribbon creep back into your mind. Thoughts of your past. Take that as you will.
Cereal.
Let's see here.
Look at the puppy.
That's
Look at the puppy.
pretty much everything that's transpired up to this point. Let's see here. Eldrick, you have some dreams regarding Candlekeep, and you have a little bit of uneasiness. You're not really sure why, if it's just a dream or what, but you've never really felt this way when you've thought about your beloved library. So
I have
kind of
bad
interesting to you.
heartburn. Yeah.
as you all wake up in the morning.
I had the most glorious dream of battle and bloodshed. I need a beer.
Yeah, Slash kind of sits up. Is everyone else up, or is it just Rezar?
I also need a beer.
Eldrick rouses at the sound of everyone else, as it took him a while to fall asleep last night. Very troubled by recent events and contemplating on past ones and how they may interconnect, possibly. Even more troubled as I set up and contemplate the dream I had. And as Rezar begins recanting his dream, I find it funny that his was glorious and entertaining and fun, while mine was more of a darker venue. I begin immediately pulling out my crystal ball and divining. And, yeah.
Slash gets up and he's like,
You also roll your importance for me.
oh, yeah,
Yep.
we'll do that first.
714. Interesting. Interesting.
So as Eldrick's
Prepare
completing
spells.
this,
Yay.
Slash get up and he just kind of remarks to everyone, I am sorry about my behavior. My protocols dictate we must do what we must for science. You surely understand. I appreciate you looking after me. And Eldrick gets like a big hug from a robot, and so does Valana and K9. And yeah. Yes, Valana, is there anything you need?
No, let's just try to figure this out, I suppose.
K9, as you're hearing them talk about dreams and whatnot, you're reminded of the dream you had recently. And even though you feel confused and lost, like you have much of your life, you also feel a small, tiny speck of warmth growing in your soul. And you feel like this place,
Just a little
these
bit.
people,
Just a little bit.
maybe somewhere you can begin to make something worthwhile.
Aww. Kill it with fire.
When
That's
Slash
what-
wakes up, I just like, I imagine him singing "Still Alive," the Portal song, because he's somebody did. You know, this was a triumph. Making a note here, huge success.
As I'm divining and Slash comes over and tries to hug me, probably realizes that like I'm totally like spaced out, zoned out.
He kind of
I'll be
awkwardly
changing
tries to
my
give you a hug, and like you're like doing your thing, so he
And
just backs up.
he probably does. He probably does anyway. And you hear like Eldrick's bones like cracking and popping, and he's like "Arr!" as he comes to, and he almost like doubles over, but he catches himself.
It sounds like a couple of celery stalks that you grab and just go.
Yes.
Oh,
You hear all my vertebrae and shit like popping,
Oh, my
and I
fucking
stand up and I'm like,
arms.
I haven't felt this good in years. Thank you, Slash.
You
must have
look
been
much
for me every-
taller. How you have grown, Eldrick. What did you take last night?
Slash's tender
I-
touch.
Yes, I believe it's your tender touch, Slash, as Rezar mentioned.
Eldrick, before you were snapped out of your divining escapade, looking into your ball, you see all different kinds of colors swirling about. You can't make heads or tails of. It's kind of like a
This
what do they
was a
call those
triumph.
paintings, like those paintings they do now, where they just put a bunch of oil colors in a cup and
Abstract.
they just put it on a canvas and let it just dry. Like there's not any real design or meaning to it, but you see something walking behind the colors, almost like it's behind a veil. It
We
looks
must
humanoid,
pierce it.
but that's all you can tell.
Uh-oh.
As you're then snapped out of your trance by Slash.
Interesting.
What's going on, Loki Loke?
I go back to see if
How you
I
doing,
can get another glimpse of this thing walking
I
behind
took
this spell,
pre-workout before
and I
the
kind of like
session
focus all
'cause
my
I thought it would wake me up,
intent and
and my brain
energies
is not.
on it, my
My
mental
body
energies, arcane energies.
like wants to fight.
And thank
That's why I
you
was
to
like,
K9,
"Oh!"
and I start like scratching him behind his ear.
I got some coffee cooling
Yeah, so
down,
you
so
try to
I'll drink
focus
that.
again, and you see the colors again. You don't see any image behind them, but you think you hear
Oh,
a
I got my
very
heartburn
faint
because of it.
chuckle.
Oh boy.
That's
Mm,
all.
So what is on the agenda today, fellows?
I believe that we should go to the library after breakfast. Yes, that will be the most.
Gotta have his
After
breakfast.
breakfast.
Eldrick
All
realizing
right, we
that
have servants.
Eldrick realizing that he forgot to say his prayers to Azuth and his other gods and goddesses, like immediately drops down and erects a small shrine and begins doing that really quickly because he's excited to reveal what he might reveal in the library. At the mention of a library, he's like on like freaking speed.
All right.
But I hope we have whole grain wheat berry in the house.
Let's see here. So, as you guys are finishing up your stories and moving about the tiny hut, and you're out on the cold, dewy front lawn.
What time is it in the morning right now?
Between 7 and 8.
Eldrick casts his prestidigitation on all of his things because he doesn't want the dew to like build dew instinct as he rolls back of his bedroll and things like that.
Press the dry
Every
digitation.
fucking session, somebody got a fucking cast prestidigitation.
Every time.
I'm gonna put a curse on you guys. And whenever you cast prestidigitation, it actually does the opposite of what you were intending.
I cast prestidigitation to fix my hair.
Your hair suddenly looks like David Bowie's hair
What about if you make a magical cursed item
from the labyrinth.
that instead just replaces all of their abilities with prestidigitation since they like it so much?
Sounds like a good one shot.
Hey man, got it.
Nobody can cast any spells or do anything except for prestidigitation, and they have to use that to defeat the enemies.
Yeah.
Joke's on you. Every spell is prestidigitation.
Heading into the house towards the kitchen.
I'm definitely following.
All right.
Old man loves breakfast.
Do you think our new workers would be willing to make us breakfast?
I hope so.
Where were they located exactly?
Excuse me.
Do they live on the grounds, or I don't
We
remember.
haven't got to that yet. I don't.
I don't know that we have invited them to stay yet.
We have-
Eldrick did, for sure, but I just don't remember.
We're at the house, right?
They're gonna think about it. Yeah, we're at the mansion.
There it is.
Yeah, I go to the big tree.
Hey, we all do.
Convenient. I don't have to move very far.
Okay. So, as you guys head toward the mansion, you do see two teenagers out on the outskirts of the property, trimming bushes and pulling weeds. Probably don't want to waste your time to go speak to them, but you can if you want. They look like they're hard at work and they're trying to get done as quickly as possible since every minute it gets hotter and hotter. And you get closer to the estate, building, and you do smell a pretty good aroma.
Food!
Your manor.
Hell yes.
I'm
We
starving.
go that way.
Everything I
Entering-
say, I start out with a fucking
Entering the
word.
manor,
the
it grows stronger, and
Yoink.
let's see here.
This is the
Did
kitchen.
anybody
Roll
happen
initiative.
to? I have it right here. Let's see. That's fine. Mrs. Cloyst is hard at work in the kitchen. Looks like they've got enough things now to
Closer
prepare
than an oyster.
at least mediocre size meals. You can't really tell. There's just like she's like a whirlwind of food prep right now. She's just getting her groove on.
Hell
It's like
yeah.
she knows her way around the kitchen. And yeah, she looks up and she's like, "I was expecting you." You don't see Bernard anywhere.
Good morning. It smells lovely in here.
Why, thank you.
The guy that can't smell anything.
You can smell, Slash.
No.
I think so. I think I could smell. I can't
Oh, okay.
taste, I think? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I can't remember.
Alright. What you guys want to do?
I eat.
I had
also-
kitchen.
I'm gonna get a glass of that real nice wine to go with breakfast.
Alright, yeah, so she's got some several different foods laid out
It's
across
so early in the morning.
dining table, and there's enough for you guys to eat as much as you would like. And apparently, Eldrick, she even found a small shopping list that you had either purposely planted somewhere or given to Bernard with your favorite stupid ass breakfast ingredients on it. So
A holy English muffin.
By the way, Tyler, I checked my notes. It says he can't taste, but he can smell.
okay.
A Cornish hen egg. Poached.
And you guys sit
Nice
down,
crispy bacon.
Elderberry
start going to
jam.
town. And she walks to the door and you hear her yell, "Boys, breakfast!" And you don't see Bernard, but they run in and they sit down and they look at you guys like, "Oh shit!" And they kind of wait for you guys to start eating before they do anything. They're just kinda sitting there-
Greetings, eat up, and I'm like,
they're just kinda
shove a
sitting there with
biscuit
the
my
utensils in their hands, like,
Please, don't delay because of us. Help yourselves. Make
I like-
yourselves at home.
before you finish your sentence, they're like digging in.
Trust me, you have no reason to feel intimidated by us.
One of them looks up and says, He's like chowing down. They're
This-
apparently very hungry.
We seem to be missing someone. Where's Leonard? Your father.
Bernard?
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
mean Bernard?
yeah, Barry.
Mrs. Cloy says, he had some business to attend to today. I believe he's in town. Something about contractor? Not really sure.
Oh, yeah, his stupid tower thing. And I go back to eating.
Classic
Stupid
Eldrick.
to you, but not stupid to a wizard. And I chug a huge pint of goat milk.
Goat milk.
Noted.
Would you like some honey for your biscuits, Eldrick?
Yes.
Elderberry jam and honey? Are you trying to get a
All the
cavity?
Weird shit that Eldrick likes. Here you go.
Everybody partaking in this meal, which means not Slash,
Yep.
Gains +1 temp HP
Woo!
Hell yeah.
from their first breakfast in their.
I'll take it,
Newest
boys. Hell yeah. It's gonna come in
Slash
way
die
handy.
because of that.
I told you you'd regret not being able to eat.
Well, I can eat. I just can't taste it. I can still eat it and process it. I just didn't partake.
It's not significant enough for 1 HP, though.
We put that in the red slot, right?
I don't care where you put it. Just
I'm a wizard. I need all the HP I can get.
Fair. And that's like 2 health points to me.
Hey, I have 32 hit points now.
Oh my god, you're so squishy. I have more than twice your health.
You're a barbarian. That's your job.
Which means I have
So,
4 times your
Rezar-
health when I'm raging.
I have a proposal, Rezar.
Speak, friend.
While these 2 or 3 or whatever number is going to the library,
Number.
while they are doing such things, we should go have a visit to Carla's Caress.
That sounds like a most splendid idea. I don't know why I'm using big words today.
Why?
Is that Heather?
I only have.
Tell her to pop back in here. I want to wave at her.
With his penis.
No.
Hello, stranger.
Hello, stranger.
We're going to go a whorehouse. Have a nice evening.
I intend to question Slash on that shit.
Yeah, I don't know why we're going either. I'm just down for the ride.
Slash has a reason, but you can do whatever you want.
Well, I sure as hell ain't going to the library.
What reason do you have to go back there?
Hang on one sec. Fuck.
He felt feelings.
He's addicted.
He's
I knew
addicted. He's addicted to emotions now.
I
Can't
gave
possibly
Corey my word I would give him something in return. I must visit the establishment to set such things in motion.
Okay.
Just no more of last night. Be careful, okay?
Understood.
Yeah, we'll be careful, all right. Winks at Slash.
Slash, you have roll me an intelligence check. Straight intelligence.
Fuck, I rolled at
You
disadvantage.
love all
Oh well.
D&D? Hell yeah. How you
Guess
doing?
you could take the lower one.
Wolfie?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So,
Haha, you bought it, Volana.
as you're booting and eating, or not eating, but as you're booting and watching others eat, in the morning for the rest of your day, your processes are coming online and running, and you're doing your internal checks and whatnot. You start to compute and diagnose what's making you
Feel again.
develop these new sensations, and
He's a Warforge. He
you
is a
feel like,
robot.
strangely enough, your experience last night might have actually somehow kickstarted this new development you're having.
Hence why we're going.
You don't
back
know why,
To,
or if it's a good or bad thing,
we're going back
but you
to
think
the
it's
whorehouse.
related in some
Okay.
way.
The brothel.
What kind of emotion, when you say he feels like emotion, what is he feeling exactly?
The bordello.
Whatever you want, it's faint, so it's up to you to decide how and what it
Okay.
is you feel.
Alright. Alright, I have to ponder that, I guess.
Totally up to you. But it's almost like, you know how they talk about, what's it called, ayahuasca?
Yeah.
Like vision quests and things, like somehow this drug
It's like
kind of
peyote.
let you see through your third eye, so to
What's the difference
speak,
between peyote and ayahuasca?
and you feel a little bit more of the world around you, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of how it is.
Ayahuasca.
That makes
That's how you
sense.
say it. How are they different?
Valana, do not worry. I promise you, I will be okay.
Not DMT. Is
I trust you.
Does Eldrick notice Slash having
play
like more
Undead
facial
Elf Ranger?
expressions
That's
or
cool as
just
fuck,
expressions in general of his body?
Well, he definitely
Like
noticed the
the-
hug.
We have
Yeah,
a
he gave you all hugs and stuff. And
we have a half elf.
Yeah, Eldrick probably finds that
Arcane
very
trickster.
strange and odd of Slash
And
because it's not
she does
characteristic
things
of him.
now, but she thinks it's his character
Alright.
right here, Valana.
It makes the enigma to Eldrick of Slash even
He
more.
pumps out some numbers
profound.
every now and then.
Okay. So what you guys want to do?
Once Eldrick's done eating, I stand up and rake all the crumbs out of my beard. Probably go wash up, for sure.
Same.
As you begin to rake the crumbs out of your beard, Miss Cloyce comes up behind you with a brush. She's like, "Here, sweetie." She hands it to you.
Oh, I thought she was gonna brush it over.
Thank you, Mrs. Cloyce. Go use it.
What's her first name?
I don't remember, but I definitely wrote it down somewhere.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if you guys didn't write it down, I don't know. I'd have to
I wouldn't remember it anyway.
go back.
Eldrick always has a ritual of getting a hot bath before he goes to any library or place. Open
I'm
up the
glad.
sinuses in the mind.
Glad that we know that now about Eldrick.
Wait, is it Monday already? Ah, time to take my weekly bath. And I head to the bathroom as well.
All right.
I'm gonna go take care of the tree.
The meal was great. Thank you very much.
Oh, the tree. That's right. Let's get back to that.
There he is.
Let's see here.
I mean, there's not really much. I'm just watering it, making sure its roots aren't like restrained by anything, plucking any weeds, stuff like that.
Where's my token?
Just making sure it has as much room to grow as it can.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You find
I have
great
no idea. I'm over here.
great happiness and enjoyment doing this. The sun's
I'm in the
rising
bathroom
in the
now.
sky, shining down on the tree's leaves as you're doing this, and just
I've never played Neverwinter.
You
no.
feel-
This is my first D&D.
feel very
campaign
close to
ever.
nature at this moment.
It's pretty awesome.
As I should.
Back to the tree.
I hope this tree eventually gets to be like a full-blown NPC that has a voice and everything.
Name Iggy.
Oh. There's a spell for that.
Like the
I'm
sun
not
tree.
joking, Druid Grove.
So good. So I
Alright.
guess we're waiting until a reasonable hour to go to a bordello. I don't know what hour that would be exactly.
6 o'clock.
Well, I'm not even sure any of you really know much about bordellos, considering all your backgrounds.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't really know outside
I'm
of
gonna
like.
say Slash doesn't know. I'm gonna say Rezar doesn't know because he's weird.
I will.
I
well,
definitely don't know.
I do have my aunt, and this is the establishment she would frequent. She was very popular with the travelers.
That is true. Okay.
You don't think I would know through like a law enforcement, like maybe like I might know that it's like a seedy place maybe, but I wouldn't know much more than that.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of seed.
I mean, you would understand its implications, but you wouldn't really understand business
It's
operations. That
fucking
makes
reactions.
sense.
Yeah.
Eldrick, what about you? Do you think your character would know much about it?
The monks at Candlekeep are very strict. I seriously doubt he would know anything about that. They probably wouldn't even keep anything like that in their. Well, I mean, I guess they could. Maybe I haven't read it though.
And Valana, what do you think about your character?
She liked the ladies, so
I mean, probably not much interest or knowledge in the establishments themselves.
Okay.
That's why Kevin left.
Well, Rezar, you recall some of the inner workings of the life your aunt lived, and you relay to the others the information that these types of establishments don't really start operating until the sun goes down.
Everything gets hotter when the sun goes down. When the sun goes down.
Actually, that's not how nature works. No.
Tell that to Uncle Cracker, man. And I believe Kenny.
Uncle fucking Cracker.
Uncle Cracker fucker.
All right,
I would like to write out a letter that basically needs to go to that dwarf guy back in Port Zarl. Just regarding where to send that.
As you're sitting there scribbling your letter, Mrs. Cloy says, "Oh, by the way," and she runs around the corner. You hear some shuffling and some noises. She comes back around, and she has a painting in her arms. It's a pretty large painting. She's having a little bit of difficulty carrying it, and it comes into view.
Is it from Blitz Arrow?
And it is actually the painting from your guys' time in Port Zarl.
From Blitz
whenever
Arrow?
you were leaving the
when Slash was doing
really?
the Kimbo thing.
Yep. Yep.
I'm gonna cry, dude. That's so
That
sweet.
is awesome.
Let me see here.
Wait, no, Tyler doesn't
And,
have an actual paper, right?
There's a signature at the bottom in common, which is interesting, but you can tell it was Holin. Holin was the artist you spoke to, the one that gave you the map.
Oh, yes, him. I remember him.
When did this arrive?
Late yesterday, right before me and my husband left.
This looks amazing, Valana. Look, that's you.
I thought
Look.
Blitz Arrow was a painter for some reason.
And there's a
They became the same
small
character in my
note,
head.
basically just saying, word of your accomplishments travels fast. Good luck in your future endeavors. Holden.
Don't forget that you were speaking with the DM about the dwarf.
Yeah, I want to... So, basically, I just wanted to have that letter written out to say... Just to give that dwarf information on where to send it. And I want to give that letter to Slash to get him to find a courier to send to the dwarf. Since they don't want to go to the library.
Understood.
Not Rochelle.
Okay.
It's not Chisholm.
So that was
I don't know if we ever got his name, but it's the dwarf obsessed with silver weaponry, or specializing in silver weaponry, I guess.
and that was for having an actual silvered weapon sent there.
Yes.
Which weapon was it?
Silvered greatsword.
For Slash.
Okay. Understood.
All right. Back to the show.
So do we know Miss... I forget the last name already.
Cloist?
Yeah, Cloist's
Cloister
first
than an
name?
oyster.
Uh,
It's Sarah.
it was some old lady name.
I want to say Bernice.
It wasn't Bernice.
I kept calling Bernard Bernice. That's where you got that.
but
I'm
it was
sorry.
close. It was
Beatrice.
Moira.
Yeah.
Brienne.
There was no B. But I don't remember what it was right now. Like I said, I wrote it down somewhere, but I don't think it's very important at the moment.
It's the most important thing in the campaign right now. We gotta figure out her name.
Okay.
So,
Shadows is scary and make me weak.
You guys heading out to the library then? Is that what you're doing, Zach? Or
K9, what are you gonna do?
Shadows are terrifying, man. We have a picture of the shadow, right?
After I'm done with the tree, I head to Council Hill.
What the fuck is Maze?
Alone?
No.
I mean, I figured we were all gonna go out there, right?
Yeah, everyone was
fucking
like
terrifying,
bathing
man.
and stuff. I don't know.
yeah, we can go there first if we wanted to as a group. If that's
Yeah, I finished my shower.
because we haven't actually gone back and told them the troll job's done, right?
Exactly. We gotta turn that quest in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go alone and I just sit there and wait for you guys.
I've made a mistake.
Like, no joke, I sit right outside of the front door of
Just
like
like
the
a
council
stray dog
place.
just sitting there.
All right. Okay, so everybody's going to Council
My
Hill.
mask.
I believe that. Yep, that sounds good to me.
As we like travel that way, I just want to ask Eldrick. Eldrick, do you think you could do that divining or detecting magical effects thing just before we
comes
enter the
4R. I'm not
council
smart.
area, just in case?
I lean in close and I kind of like cover my mouth like this, so that only he can hear me, and then no one can read lips, basically. And I'm like, certainly, let's find a more less conspicuous place where I cannot be heard or seen as I cast this ritual.
I will find him a less conspicuous place.
So, yeah, I have followed along.
As you guys are heading that way, you haven't really had a chance to soak in the surroundings too much. But Eldrick, as you guys pass in front of Lazaru's estate, you feel a strange sensation, and you hear
What?
a voice within your head, and it says, "The flowers were thoughtful. We shall speak soon."
Eldrick has a huge smile on his face. Ear to ear.
And as you
Are
guys
you okay, Eldrick? Why is your face doing that?
It's called being happy / I am very happy right now.
I think I am too, Eldrick.
Look how cool that is, man.
So as you guys are heading on to Council Hill, you notice some things you didn't really notice your first time moving around the city because there was just so much to take in. You notice that a lot of the buildings, like there's not, at least the places you've been to so far, nothing's been really like on the level of
As an awakened tree.
low quality that areas in Port Zarl were. Overall the buildings are of nicer construction and quality. There's a few, rundown buildings here and there, but far less than there was in Port Zarl. And but
70.
the strange thing is that
That's good.
you seem to notice more beggars and more people just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not gamefully employed.
Vagrants.
Basically.
Vagabonds.
As you walk by, most of them just, act like they don't even see you. They're just kind of lost in their own little world. It's strange, but it feels like even though this city has so much promise, it's not really living up to, you know.
Do they have like that druggy look to them?
Some of them do.
Oops.
Others look like they're victims of circumstance, right? Like maybe they're younger, like in their late teens, and their father or mother got addicted or whatever, and ruined the whole family's lives. And they're just kind of sitting out there like not high on drugs, but just like sitting there like depressed, like my life's over, like I'm fucked, like my family owes so and so. Like basically, they have to sell their child to servitude because, they're, what I'm saying, like all different kinds of circumstances, right? And you guys generally know how this type of stuff works, and you understand there's a lot of negative emotions and feelings flowing around in these streets.
Eldrick ponders how much of this might also be related to the fact that people live a very, very long time in this town or city. And positions just aren't opening up as it normally would in other towns and places because of people living so long.
That's a really good point.
Economic issues.
About that.
Yeah. Certainly. That could definitely
job positions just aren't available because such and such is living to be 80, 90 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely something to consider. So you're walking, and an older man, looks like he's in his 60s, kind of stumbles out in front of you all, looking like he's lost. He has a cane in his right hand, and he kind of falls down in front of you. What would you like to do?
I'd like to rush up to help him if I can.
Sure, you rush up to him, and he's kind of coughing. He's like, and you help him up, and his hood kind of falls back as you help him up, and he does have gray hair down to about his shoulders, and he has a scar across his his left eye. Looks like it rendered his eye useless. His eyes kind of faded, and apparently not working anymore. He's just like, thank you.
Across my left
sir.
Or above it.
Today is one of the rougher days.
You're quite welcome.
What was that, Alana?
I just said you're welcome. Go ahead, Alana. Sorry.
What seems to be ailing you, sir?
Oh, nothing. Just had a long night. You know how it can be.
Boy, do we!
And he kind of just shuffles out of your way.
Seems to be a theme among the town, eh, Reza?
What can I say? These people know how to party!
Valencia must be a great destination during the springtime.
I'd like to ask that particular gentleman to speak privately. Good sir, do you have a moment of your time to spare? I'd like to ask you a few questions.
I don't have long. I need to get back home, but please ask. What is it you need?
I look for like anywhere we can go that's at least a good distance from anyone else. I don't really want to like have people hearing my conversation other than my party up. If he's willing to follow.
He doesn't really want to go in any back alleys with you guys, if that's what you're asking.
No, back alleys. Just like somewhere away from the others in the street.
Yeah, you guys find a place a little bit out of earshot from other individuals.
I kind of talk low, but I'm close enough to him that my voice is at least low vol. Have you seen anything strange when you've partaken of these substances that make you stay up or out all night?
That's your first question?
Yes.
Yeah. He says, go ahead.
We've had reports and similar things happen to some of us. We're just curious.
He says, well, I'm too old to do any of that crazy stuff. I mostly just stick to good old herb.
I see, good man. Well, sorry to waste your time. I hope you have a good day. Farewell.
And he looks surprised that that's all you wanted to ask him, and he starts to head off.
OG Grandpa Kush.
And let's see here. Oh, okay, that's it. What you guys want to do now? Keep on heading to the Council Hill.
I thought me and Volana and Kanon wanted to go to the library first before he spoke.
That's at Council Hill.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's where we're headed.
Yeah, we'll just go there and then turn in, and then we'll kind of go our separate ways, I imagine. It's kind of...
Oh, shit, I wanted to... I closed that, didn't I?
Trying to clear out quest log here.
Where the fuck did I put that? Just a second. Shit. Yeah, that's what it was. Right. All right. So, one more time, Eldrick, you were doing what now? What were you saying? Or were you just...
I was just curious as to what was exactly happening as the
Yeah, if you guys want to head to the library first, you certainly can. It's at Council Hill, so
certainly would love to do that.
Anybody else want to do anything differently, or you guys all want to go to the library?
Well, I'm gonna
go
to Council and turn on our quest.
Yeah, that's fine. I trust him to do that. I don't think that Eldrick doesn't think that he needs.
That's at the...
don't need to be present necessarily.
That's at that like other building or structure, right, where they have the bounty board.
Yeah, there's a so the building, the smaller building with the missives in it is separate from the other buildings. There's a series of buildings. There's probably like 5 or 6 different ones, varying sizes. You can tell which one the library is because there's actually Eldrick can tell. He's used to seeing libraries that don't have or have very few windows, because the ones with important information, they don't want storms to bust the windows and water to fuck up their text and that kind of stuff. So he kind of can tell which one the library is. So, but you guys all want to head there?
I am headed to the library. Are you coming? As we discussed, Milana and Kana.
Of course.
Me and Rezar can handle the paperwork. We will see you later.
I think Kana was trying to say something. I didn't hear.
Yeah, I'm already at Council Hill, remember?
Yep. Alright, awesome. Good.
Yeah, you guys see K9 and you meet up and you head to the library. And so it's a very nondescript building, few windows, roughly 2 stories high. And you enter through the front doors. There's no guards or anything like that. And when you walk in, there is an elderly man in a chair in the foyer, and he looks at you expectantly.
Are you the keeper of this library? If so, there are a few topics of interest I'd like.
Hold on. I'm no keeper. I just need to see your admission.
I pull out my card and I hand it over.
All right, he looks at the other two.
I produce it.
And Kenan, you do as well.
Yeah.
All right. Then he puts down his cane that he was using to stop you guys, and he's like, "All right, go ahead." So you enter through the foyer, whatever, and Eldrick. Obviously this is no Candle Keep, but this is much better than the library at Port Zarl. Just glancing around, you can tell that they must have many subjects and many avenues of information available here. You even see some areas that appear to be blocked off. Some doors that might lead to, maybe artifacts or text they don't want just anybody touching.
Can I use my background feature to try to gain access to those?
Link it for me.
Jumping up and down the wall, my hands down on the wall.
And as you guys walk in, you can see there's like a lone librarian, at least at this time, at the kind of central desk area. It's an older man with very thick glasses. So thick, in fact, you guys ever seen Trailer Park Boys?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Bubbles?
You know Bubbles?
Yeah. That's greasy.
Julian!
Decent.
My kittens!
My kittens. Decent.
I love Trailer Park Boys.
Hell yeah, dude, same.
So good.
Alright, library access.
But came back with a story to say.
Okay, so what I'm going to do for this, Eldrick, is I'm going to give you +10 on any persuasion rolls while you're in this library.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind.
So is there anyone in particular that I need to speak to gain access to these areas? Eldrick would probably know that.
There's Bubbles.
All right, I approach Bubbles. Is that really his name, or does he not have a?
You see Trailer Park Boys, right?
Yes.
Yes. That's what he looks like. It's like Bubbles.
Well, I know he looks like that, but
except he's old. But you don't know his name.
All right, cool. Excuse me, sir.
And he kind of focuses on you, and he's like, and he waddles up closer. He's like, yes.
I am a scholar from the faraway Candle Keep and other parts of Faerun. I was sent here to study this land's records and most sensitive documents. I am trained and know how to handle such documents so to ensure that they are not damaged. I would like access to these other areas that are not available to your average consumer user of this library. And I begin like listing off my credentials, and like I'm like a master reader at Candle Keep, and kind of like inform what that entails. and I began boasting about how many scrolls and books I've like penned and copied and binded, and just on and on and on.
Okay, roll me a persuasion check. So add whatever you get normally, and then add the +10.
Also tell him that these the K9 and Balana are my assistant.
He can't see that well, so he just kind of glances at each one of them. He takes a second glance at K9. He's like, oh. And he looks back at you.
25, I believe.
Yeah, so he's like, Candle Keep, you say?
Indeed, Candle Keep.
That's impressive. When I was younger, I was very interested in Candlekeep. I had read books about it, but I was never able to visit. I somehow ended up here in Oro, in this library. Been here for 33 years now.
I tell you what. If you're still here when I head back, whenever that may be, I'd love for you to
battle
join
the
me.
old gents.
I could give you a grand tour.
That sounds magnificent, but my back isn't what it used to be. Maybe one day you can use your scholarly skills to write a book, and I'll just read it in the comfort of my own home.
That I can do, my friend. That I can do.
But for now, yes, you may have access to all of our stores. And he hands you a key.
I look down at it and expect it.
And that's that.
Thank you, good sir.
Points to the catalog, the center of the library. And he says, this catalog is for all these books you see. The door to the back is for the older, more important texts we have.
Fuck.
Eldrick began going through the catalog. I began looking for drug magic, herb magic, crystals, necromancy, and hellhounds. That's where I'm going to start.
Did you say drug magic? Can that be our party
Yes.
name? Drug magic?
Drug magic!
Not drug,
yeah.
but intoxicant, alternate states that did include magic, ritual, drug use, that type of.
All right. So the topics were
Crystals,
drug magic.
drug magic, basically in a nutshell, drug magic, crystals and crystal magic, necromancy, and hellhound.
Can I use my already decent knowledge of medicine to assist on guiding him towards the right path of what he shouldn't be looking into?
So Eldridge is checking out a piece of parchment.
Sure. If you're looking for anything medicine related, Eldrick, you gain a +5 in your investigation check.
All right, awesome. So I'm just going through this catalog and I'm writing down every single thing of interest that we all three find, because I'm sure they're assisting me, and the location and the name of the text. And then I'm going back to all three of them and we're putting our heads together. At least this is how I envision it, and deciding which of these avenues are worth our time, and with K9's help with the herbs and things like that, which ones are not worth our time.
Okay, so as you wander around, let's see here. You find nothing on necromancy or hellhounds, which doesn't really surprise you. Out in the main area, you'll have to enter the back separately if you want to explore back there, basically. Let's see. Okay, so looking up texts on drugs and any magical anecdotes related to that. Most of the texts you find are related to just the human body. Looks like they've been formulated by healers. There's more of a science behind this. I mean, I don't know if you would call them doctors in this world, but more of a doctor, like physician type outlook. These texts.
Medicine man.
There's no real correlation to magic besides some texts talking about potions of healing and things of that nature. There's not really anything beyond that as far as using magic to heal the body, at least. Just healing potions is all you find regarding that. Let's see here. So crystals, from Candlekeep, but you're looking for any more evidence because you don't remember everything you've read in Candlekeep. That's crazy.
Yes, that would be insane for sure.
You've been reading all your life, but you find some texts about crystals and solid substances and how they relate to encasing certain other substances and things of that nature. Basically,
that one.
many times crystals are used as a just like a housing or a means of transport for all different types of things, from just regular minerals from the earth to to magical enchantments, to dark magic, to even this human soul. There's not much clarification on that because there's not anything necromancy related in this area, but something about crystals, especially the ones that occur naturally in nature, seem to have some type of a component that is just meant for that. But that's all you find in this area about the things you're searching for. The only thing that really
That's a pretty chord.
kind of helps you discern anything is the fact that there must be several good healers in this town, because a lot of these books look newly written, and seems like these people know what they're talking about.
So we exhaust our options in general public access area of the library, and then I begin to head to the exclusive areas with K9 and Lana in tow. I use my key.
So you enter this back room, and there's no. You notice that there's no actual candles lit anywhere in here, which, by the way, is funny because Candlekeep. It's kind of like a pun, but these people are using some type of a glowing rock encased in like a lantern type thing.
Glowstone.
Maybe you figure that maybe they are a bit wary of a flame catching and burning down their their important shit. So anyway, you enter the back room, and it's much more dusky, and darker. You can still see fine, but it's just there's no actual sunlight coming through any windows. And yeah, you start looking around, and some of these texts are very old. So roll me an investigation check back here with advantage, and state 2 topics you're looking for.
Is that everybody or just Eldrick?
A 19 and a fucking.
Well, he's getting advantage because you're all looking.
Okay.
So I guess Eldrick is going to go, at least currently, with the 2 issues that are more pertinent to importance at the moment. At least, not that other things aren't more important. It's just that right now, it seems that the issues of these crystals, necromancy and hellhounds, are more important. So I'm going to go with hellhounds and necromancy, at least right now.
Okay. So, hellhounds.
If that's agreeable and okay with the other 2, I would like to consult with them. 3 heads are better than.
All right. What did the rest of the group say about this?
I think demons are definitely on the hellhounds are definitely at the top of what's important here.
I am
But other
very
than that,
curious about
it's
this undead presence and would definitely like to look into it.
Necromancy, then, Valana?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So, hellhounds, number 1, necromancy, number 2.
All right. So you find a book
A
in
book.
one of the corners of this room, and it catches your eye immediately. On the spine of the book, you see a pitchfork, and you're like, interesting. And it doesn't have a title, but as you open it, you start flipping through the pages. You can see that somebody wrote this book with darker entities in mind.
Oh, that's racist.
It looks like this book is almost like written as if they're portraying a dream they had, and it seems fantasy-like. But there is a few pages that talk about hellhounds, and for some reason you feel like, even though this book is written in an odd way, what it says is true. And things you read regarding hellhounds. Hellhounds are most commonly seen in service to devils, fire giants, and other evil creatures that use them as guard animals or companions. They hunt in packs, feeding on any creature that appears edible. They avoid potentially dangerous foes in favor of targeting the weakest prey. When hellhounds feed, the flesh they consume stokes the infernal fires that burns within them. If it dies, the fire erupts and consumes the animal, leaving nothing behind but a scorched mark. Their intelligence is higher than that of mundane beasts. but to train them can only be done by a ruthless killer with an evil disposition.
Alright, Resurrect, you're up.
Disposition. I am not evil. I am chaotic neutral, sir.
Damn, no hellhound.
Budget evil.
And picture. I can do a picture, sure. This guy's got a sketch in this book. Just a second.
Do we see or read anything related to being able to actually see them, and how to like basically have any ability to like remain hidden, or basically anything related to what we've been experiencing, I guess.
Hold on a minute.
Or could that possibly be the potential master or some other entity that is doing that bit of concealment?
Ooh.
So, seeing this picture, you can kind of understand why Corey was running for the hills.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
There's nothing in these entries about hellhounds being able to cloak their existence. Eldrick, you start to piece together that there's something more involved, because of that.
Indeed.
Would you like to continue looking on information for hellhounds, or would you like to move on to necromancy?
If I'm confident there's nothing else that I might find here.
You see one more entry in this book. And you're not sure what to make of it, but basically it says that hellhounds have been known to, if blessed by demonic entities, they are able to send a soul straight to hell if they kill it. And there are many variables to this, but for the most part, if a hellhound takes the life of an individual, that soul is basically on a one-way trip to hell.
Fuck.
Discovering this information on the first topic we delved into, do we as a group want to continue to look into necromancy, or do we want to diverge to devils intentionally?
I think that's probably best for this current situation, at least.
Yeah, that's how Eldrick is feeling. He's feeling that while necromancy and like the Battle of Blackheart and all the other is extremely important, like, you know, the drugs and anything like that, and crystals that, and other things as well that have been mentioned, even back in Port Zarl, that unfortunately he thinks that right now that devils would probably more helpful.
And I will point out that for each significant amount of data you pull back here in this back room that is uncatalogued, it will take you an hour and a half. So you basically spend an hour and a half finding the information on Hellhounds.
All right. It didn't say anything about weaknesses potentially or anything like that.
No.
All right, cool. All right, so how do you feel about that canine? Onto devils instead of necro?
Yeah.
All right, then that as a group, then we'll all three begin looking.
The only thing that you saw that was anything related to weaknesses or strengths is that it seems like that there's a fire burning within their throat.
So very closely tied to fire.
Let's see here. Okay, so
Shit. My arms hurt. Fuck. God damn.
you guys have chosen to concentrate on devils instead of necromancy.
If we can do that, please, yes.
Okay, so over the next hour and a half, you dig through other texts, trying to find information on creatures that may control hellhounds, basically, correct? That's what you're,
Yes, specifically ones that may have powers to conceal, hide, trickery, remain elusive, that may specialize in those type of things.
Okay. Let's see here.
Okay.
So, I'm going to read some of this stuff. Everybody should try to listen because a lot of this information out of character is really cool and it definitely play a role later in the campaign. So,
Oh yeah, I'm listening.
all right. So, you find a book, and you open it, and the pages are blank. But you feel like there's something there. Eldrick, what do you do?
I take time to ritually cast, detect magic, and comprehend languages.
All right. So, as 10 minutes pass, the pages begin to illuminate with red writing. You are not sure what language this is, but you are able to understand it, which kind of scares you a little bit, actually. Never seen this writing before. Let's see here. This is. It looks like some. As you're reading the first bit of it, it looks like the ramblings of a man on the verge of insanity, as he has seen something or experienced something that he shouldn't have. Basically. So, out of character, Sean. Imagine if you astral projected to hell.
Right.
It would be a pretty horrible experience, right? So.
You mean I haven't already?
Haha.
So, devils personify tyranny with a totalitarian society dedicated to the domination of mortal life. The shadow of the 9 hells of Bator extends far across the multiverse, and Asmodeus, the Dark Lord of Nessus, strives to subjugate the cosmos to satisfy his thirst for power. To do so, he must continually expand his infernal armies, sending his servants to the mortal realm to corrupt the souls from which new devils are spawned. Devils live to conquer, enslave, and oppress. They take perverse delight in exercising authority over the weak, and any creature that defies the authority of a devil faces swift and cruel punishment. Every interaction is an opportunity for a devil to display its power, and all devils have a keen understanding of how to use and abuse their power. Devils understand the failings that plague intelligent mortals, and they use that knowledge to lead mortals into temptation and darkness, turning creatures into slaves to their own corruption. Devils on the material plane use their influence to manipulate humanoid rulers, whispering evil thoughts, paranoia, and eventually driving them to tyrannical actions. Let's see here. Devils are confined to the lower planes, but they can travel beyond those planes by way of portals or powerful summoning magic. They love to strike bargains with mortals seeking to gain some benefit or prize. But a mortal making such a bargain must be wary. Devils are crafty negotiators and positively ruthless at enforcing the terms of an agreement. Moreover, a contract with even the lowliest devil is enforced by Asmodeus's will. Any mortal creature that breaks such a contract instantly forfeits its soul, which is spirited away to the nine hells. Let's see here. Eldrick, you see information. This kind of tails off into information on the nine hells themselves. You want to continue to read for the party to hear?
Sure. I mean, Eldrick is turning over every stone that he can, or trying.
The nine hells has a rigid hierarchy that defines every aspect of its society. Asmodeus is the supreme ruler of all devils, and the only creature in the nine hells with the powers of a lesser god. Worshipped as such in the material plane, Asmodeus inspires the evil humanoid cults that take his name. In the nine hells, he commands scores of pit fiend generals, which in turn command legions of subordinates. A supreme tyrant, a brilliant deceiver, and a master of subtlety, Asmodeus protects his throne by keeping his friends close and his enemies closer. Let's see. If any devil dies outside of the nine hells, their essence returns to their home plane, where it reforms at full strength. Devils can only die forever if they are killed in the nine hells. You see a little bit more. It talks about 4 different hierarchies of devils. The archdevils include all the current and deposed rulers of the nine hells, as well as the dukes and duchesses that make up their courts, attend them as advisors, and hope to supplant them. Every archdevil is a unique being with an appearance that reflects his particular evil nature. Greater devils include pit fiends, horned devils, and ice devils. that command lesser devils and attend the archdevils. Lesser devils include numerous strains of fiends, imps, chain devils, spine devils, bearded devils, barbed devils, and bone devils. The lowest form of devil, the Lemure, I don't know how that's pronounced.
I think
Are
it's
the
pronounced
twisted-
like Lemure or Lemur. I think it's Lemur. Either way.
Are the twisted and tormented souls of evil and corrupted mortals. A Lemure killed in the Nine Hells is only permanently destroyed if it is killed with a blessed weapon, or if it is shapeless, if its shapeless corpse is splashed with holy water before it can return to life. That's kind of off track, but you know, you're Eldrick, right? You're reading whatever you can read. Let's see. When the soul of an evil mortal sinks into the Nine Hells, it takes on the physical form of a wretched Lemure. Archdevils and Greater Devils have the power to promote Lemures to Lesser Devils. Archdevils can promote Lesser Devils to Greater Devils, and Asmodeus alone can promote a Greater Devil to Archdevil status. And it talks about, you know, how you haven't seen this before at Candlekeep, ever. This next part, you might have read something about devils and stuff throughout your time there, but you've never seen this list. This is a list of the Archdukes of each layer of the Nine Hells.
Notes, boys. I'm okay at taking notes.
The names from 1 to 9 are Zariel, Dispater, I don't know how you say that, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Mamoon,
Of course.
Belial, and Fierna, Levistus, Glacia, Beelzebub, Balzebul, Mephistopheles, and the ninth layer, Asmodeus. So,
Also, I believe it's disputed.
much of this stuff is mechanical and dry. It doesn't really have much bearing on information you're looking for, particularly. It looks as though somebody was literally like in a trance, just writing about, you know, the hierarchy and society of what they perceived at one point. So what in particular, other than this, are you trying to find out about the current situation?
I'm looking for any
these two are...
devil entity that may serve them. That
you feel like, considering the level
I don't know.
of
The levels.
corruption and the scale at which it is at, this is probably the work of a lesser devil.
right, and I would look into lesser devils that would serve an arc that specializes in the things I previously mentioned. Hopefully, trying to find a key that fits, basically something that
Yeah, you don't really narrow that down too much. Obviously, some of the devils are more, physically powerful and less intellectually functioning than others. But most of the lesser devils are pretty smart. So at least the ones that you can see here in this book. So you don't narrow it down basically to a certain one. You can guess that barbed devils,
not
bearded
barred.
devils,
Barbed.
and
They said barred. I was very confused.
yeah, just those two. You can guess that maybe it's one of those two, but
not one more other than in particular than the other.
well, you're hoping and praying that it's not a bearded devil, because you've heard rumors that those are very, very powerful in comparison to the others in the lesser devil category.
Can we look more into the barbed devil and in the passages, or is it vague? Just
Sure. This is what you find on the barbed devil. Creatures of unbridled greed and desire. Barbed devils usually act as guards for more powerful denizens of the Nine Hells. Resembling a tall humanoid covered in sharp barbs, spines, and hooks, a barbed devil has gleaming eyes that are ever watchful for situations that it can exploit. They are not afraid of conflict. They are known to be difficult to surprise, and they never become bored or distracted from their current task. That's all you find.
so in this book at all, we don't find anything about powers of concealment or ways to infiltrate these alternate realms that they dwell on, or anything like that.
No, you come to the conclusion that whoever wrote these books only wrote what they could see in the moment, or what they experienced in their visions. They don't have super intricate knowledge on every type of concealment technique or magic these creatures could possibly use.
Eldrick is contemplative and at a loss. He's not really sure where to go from here. Without being able to see this entity or these entities, he's not really sure how to combat them or to intervene on the city's behalf. I looked at Balana and Kanon and asked them if they have any insight, because I'm at a loss.
In all likelihood, one or all of the elders are aware of this situation and are the cause of it. It would explain why we got such little information in the first place about it.
Perhaps one way or another, bringing it up to the elders is our only option.
So it would seem.
It would also explain how they get away with so much, how they haven't been caught already. If...
By the way, hold your train of thought, whoever's about to talk. I just want to make one thing clear. How do I say this? What I read wasn't very clear in the fact that in Hell, in the D&D universe, this is out of character. These entities can literally, like I've already mentioned this before with the Manes, right? Like a creature of the lowest possible power can find a way to climb up the ranks and be granted more and more power by Asmodeus himself. So imagine these lower level demons every day, like fighting in hell against other demons, having to eat their brethren to survive, having to form like very fickle alliances just to survive, only to have their alliances try to eat them in their sleep. Like every waking moment, like never being able to trust any other entity around you, like always having to look out for yourself, struggling like every second to not be stabbed in the back, like for hundreds, thousands, eons of time. Like, I just want to make that clear. Like, the life of these creatures is almost unimaginable.
That sounds like hell.
It reminds me a
Game
lot
of
of
Thrones.
Diablo. Just constant
Yeah.
alliances being formed, especially with the greater evils and the lesser evils. Like the lesser evils are trying to take power from the greater evils. Yeah, dude. I dig it hard.
And not only all this, but these creatures, they have to understand, you know, who to cross and who not to cross also, right? Because all it takes is crossing the wrong devil and then just poof, you're fucking done, right? Like
Not dead, no longer existing.
He doesn't say anything about like the process of them returning to hell and.
Well, it sounds like if we
you
kill
mean
them
if they're
here,
vanquished on a different plane?
Yeah.
Well, it just says that if they're vanquished on a different plane, then their essence returns to hell.
we're not battling
as
right now,
reformed in
but
hell.
it sounds like we are going to be
They
fighting
may
a
have to
lesser
climb
devil soon.
a ways
Who's
or
controlling
regain entry,
hellhounds.
which could
This
take
is a
some
bit of a step up from trolls
there's
and
there's-
goblins and orcs.
there's
Now
no
we're
real
fighting
real way
a
to
lesser
know
devil.
as
Woo!
characters.
Fun!
What this process entails.
Level 5, baby!
The only other thing Eldrick can think of at the moment in his mind is to look for a link in this tome or potentially another one of necromancy and devils, and hopefully find some link. But other
Zach will
than
make
that,
sure you all
kind of
die,
like
probably.
kind of
You know, Zach?
lost.
Okay, so you've spent roughly 3 hours now looking for these 2 items. It's basically noon. Rezar and Slash, what are you guys doing?
I did. Oh shit, right, we're role-playing. We're probably outside playing marbles. Or maybe, what's that game where you bounce a ball and grab the jacks? We're playing jacks? I was like, you bounce the ball and grab the jacks. What's that called? Oh,
I know we wanted to go turn in the missive,
Yeah,
but
that's-
I didn't know if we wanted to do that without
Also,
everyone.
the
I-
delivery
I-
thing.
Marbles, right?
I need to go find a courier as well to give them the slip that Valana gave me.
Rezar's playing jacks with a marble.
I'm bouncing a marble off the ground. Just boom! I love that.
It shatters.
I wrote down most of what Tyler said in adventure notes, and I gave cutesy little pick arts for them so we can see.
Great.
So, Slash, you have no trouble finding a courier service, being that
I
it's
got
like,
a little
roughly
distracted
10
taking
a.m.
notes, and I was like,
midday,
"Oh right,
so you're
I'm
searching.
not here
And
I'm Rezar. What is Rezar
you
doing?
walk in,
Not writing notes. That's
smaller
for sure.
establishment, a younger human with dark hair at the counter. What would you like to do?
Walk in and just greetings, unknown named entity. I am Slash. I would appreciate if you could send this off to Port Zarl for me.
Reading.
He looks at you dumbfounded. And he's like, "Oh, my name is Brandon."
Greetings, Brandon. It is nice to meet you.
And it'll be 1 gold.
Not a problem.
1 gold, you say? Is that the going rate?
That's our going rate.
Seems steep, but understood. And I can just give him a gold.
I expected him to haggle, rather.
All right, so he takes the gold from you, and he's already preparing like a small wooden chest-like object to fit your scroll in for safety.
Was it already addressed to the dwarf, Zach? Do you know? I don't know.
We never got his name, so I mean that's on Tyler.
That's great. That's great.
Not on me. It's on you. Never asked his name.
Well, no, I know. I just like I gave a description of who to send it to, but I gave that to Slash. So that's up to Slash to, share that, and up to Tyler to determine whether or not it makes it.
I went up and tried to speak Dwarvish to him, and he's just like, "You racist?" It didn't go well. It didn't go well.
Well, you are a half-orc.
Yeah, that's fair.
This
So
is to
he
go
was the
to a
racist.
dwarf, very short fellow, long beard, grumpy type, has an obsession with the mechanical goldfish, can't miss.
Do you have a name?
His name escapes my memory banks currently.
Oh, this is a problem.
Send
Let
it
me
to
see
Gregory
here.
Zarl. He will know where it goes.
So you're basically saying you want him to send this to Gregory Zarl, not the dwarf.
If I roll high enough on a
Correct.
history check, could I happen to remember the dude's name? Keep in mind,
You guys never asked his name.
but I could discern
Yeah,
his
remember Steve
name.
didn't ask.
I can remember everything. I am Rezar.
It all depends on the history roll.
To which I have a -2.
Oh,
Depends
boy.
on any rolls. You guys never asked this guy's name, so you don't know it.
I don't
Doing it
know,
anyway.
yeah.
Isn't he the only blacksmith in town?
No, he was the only one that was interested in
He was
more
Silver.
shady things. He was in
exotic
the shady part.
stuff.
I just tell him to send it to Gregory Zarl. I say.
Well, he says, we can locate this individual, but it will cost an extra fee.
Like a couple silver, we talking.
Speak plainly, Brandon. My patience is wearing thin.
Your fee will be doubled to locate this individual because it will take time.
So is that that's 3, right?
So, do I believe this motherfucker is like, this fee is warranted, or do I think he's just like trying to fuck me over?
Maybe we should
Is
intimidate
that like
him.
an insight check, or
Sure, roll an insight check.
Let's fucking intimidate this bastard. Do it for free. Oh, baby! Oh. That was hot.
boom? Okay.
Oh, Rezar was playing Tiddlywinks back at Council Hill.
Nope, I'm here now. I want to
You never
intimidate.
said you were.
I broke the marble and went and found Slash.
Slash, you feel like he's not lying about anything? You feel like he's just telling you the rates which are established? He's not the owner. He's just a worker.
Tiddlywinks.
Okay.
Gotta
In
answer
that
your
case, I
pants.
cough up the gold begrudgingly. You drive a hard bargain, Brandon. You caught me on a good day.
You do feel as though the price is steep, but he looks like he's handled quite a few important messages and understands, and you understand that your payment will guarantee delivery.
Great. Okay, I pay him.
All right.
Are we square then?
You're good.
Good day. And he just walks out fast as fuck. Kind of annoying.
Good day, sir.
I like Slash getting emotion. This is fun.
I go look for Rezar, and when I find him, I pick up his fucking marble and throw it on the ground so hard it shatters.
I already broke it.
Well, I pick up the remnants and smash it into more dust. Where are the others, Rezar?
My highest score was 12, I think. I lost count after 7.
Are you sure it wasn't 9?
What is... 9's a... How many numbers are there?
There is a lot. There is 1. There is 2. There is 3.
Slow down!
3 hours later, we leave the library.
That's it.
1,306.
This is a lot better if I show you with beer.
Oh, now you're talking.
So, those of you in the library, you have been there for 3 hours.
Me too.
Studiously searching and, combing through books and reading and,
What is
you can continue to investigate further, but your investigation check will lose its advantage.
Oh yeah, the little coin. You flip the coin.
And only be at normal.
The plastic coin on top of another one and goes...
For your next topic.
Played that as a kid.
Which will take another hour and a half.
Back in my day.
I believe I am going to stay here and extend every resource. When it gets closer to dinner, would one of you please come back and inform me so I don't forget to eat? Sometimes I can get lost in text for days.
I had planned on staying as well to see if I can't increase my knowledge of medicine.
I mean, you guys do have rations on you as well, by the way, so you have something to snack on.
Yeah.
I've never eaten my rations. I always just give them to, gnomes and shit.
Valana, would you go and speak to this council?
Opening a beer bottle, another beer bottle, while kayaking, put them water.
On our behalf, and see what you may gather
They
your
infected?
particular strengths, which I think may be more useful here than mine.
You got infected.
Also,
damn,
Valana,
dude.
remember what he just asked you. I'm going to interject and say this before I forget. Eldrick, reading this text has given you a headache. You don't know why.
It's evil! Evil!
You don't feel good at all. Roll me a
Constitution
Constitution check.
Yeah.
What a...
Well,
Constitution save.
Cursed. And you feel absolutely fine.
Of course, when it comes to a library.
You start to think about Valana's luscious lips and hips, and your headache fades.
Hey,
tell no
that's
lies.
Lazaru's luscious lips and hips.
both kissing each other.
But you do feel like there is something strange about this particular text.
In a tree. K-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I.
magic to just read it.
Mississippi.
Strange, and it may hold more information than we uncovered, or strange just in its creation.
My arms are sore.
Strange in every way.
Do I feel like it'd be worth continuing to
Oh,
delve into?
I'm going to be doing the same thing
or
soon.
Is Eldrick like, I don't know if I want to pick this up?
You can talk to him like a
It's
human.
up to you. You can always find some hidden gem, but you also realize that the continued exposure could be detrimental.
I'd like to place it back on the shelf where it came from, at least temporarily, and look into necromancy and devils, or necromancy and devils, devils and necromancy, or necromancy in general, and how they've related to devils. If there's any link there, possibly.
That is, like, those sentences are my favorite part about you, Jeremy. I have no idea what you just said.
I'm going to look
Yo,
into
he's looking for
necromancy.
stuff.
In
all
relation
the
to
stuff.
devils, or devils and necromancy.
Well, if I happen to
Necromancy
see
and devils.
those in the necromantic text that I uncover it.
Or perhaps necromantic devils.
So I'm going to take another hour and a half and look into necromancy. Hopefully with the aid of, or at least the presence and company of and I'm looking into.
Okay,
And
roll me an
you wish-
investigation check.
And you wish for me to confront the council without the two of you present.
Yes, Valana, I think that would be a great idea.
How'd you roll so high so many times in a
He's
row?
in a library!
You rolled 19s on both your investigation checks? Jesus.
Or 20 on the first
I mean,
one,
think
like
about it. It's Eldrick. When I roll strength things, I roll high, except for when I don't.
Yeah, but Valana rolls shit on her thing she's good at.
That's because it's Valana. She's great at everything she's not good at.
I feel like all of y'all's bad luck is just like siphoned into Valana.
Yeah.
That is why she
that
is
is
a
my
necessary-
entire life, dude.
That is why she's necessary to the party. All right, we don't have a bard, so our inspiration comes from
You know
her
what?
bad
I'm
luck.
helping, alright? As long as I'm
No,
helpful.
he doesn't,
Don't be
man.
really good
Unless
with
it doesn't
self-arising
fucking matter.
and hoopy.
Proficient in
It
snake.
will probably take a lot of
once.
convincing to pry
History
Eldrick
check,
from this
sevens.
library.
Just
He
nothing.
seems at home. Kind of like a drifting soul who's finally made its way to heaven.
I'm gonna roll to go to the council. just roll for walking. That sounds like a
Dexterity?
check.
Acrobatics?
Hey,
Amazing
he
wild
made it
walking.
there. He didn't trip once. He did not step on his
Should've rolled
crack. He did
athletics.
not break his mom's back. Shit.
Alright.
Well, I'm bad at athletics. I can do that easy.
So, who is staying in the library with Eldrick?
I would like to stay and look into things pertaining to, like, curses and possibility of my parentage. But mostly the curses.
Possibility of your what?
Pretty much like my mother and stuff like that.
Oh,
Lineage or something.
yeah, you're not gonna find anything about that. But you can look up, you said curses?
Curses, yeah. That
Yeah.
works.
Okay.
So investigation.
Yes, roll me an investigation.
I'm not good at these.
Well, it's not a disadvantage, so 13. Alright, and Balana, you're leaving to go to see the elders?
To find specifically Slash and Rezar and take them to confront the elders.
Okay.
So I have, you know, some muscle.
Backup, yeah.
Okay,
So what are you
so K9. During the time that Eldrick is searching for necromancy information, you're searching for curses, and find several books that talk about different curses. You growing up haven't learned much about darker magics. You know it exists and things like that, but
That's too high.
a curse at its foundation is full of ill will and dark intent. People who create curses, no matter what they're going to be used on or when, lose a small piece
I got a little
themselves when they do
Didn't
so.
bother me.
It's very, very dark magic normally, and reading about it just gives you the shivers.
It's because I was playing Frozen.
Because it's totally against
They don't know that though.
Nature.
yes, and against what you believe in, and against who you are, and what in particular are you looking for regarding curses?
I kind of have to pee.
Situation similar to my own,
Oh,
I need
where
a pee jug. You're right.
the nature of a person has changed.
so
Did his alignment shift when we weren't looking?
I'll message. Remind me here in a minute, and I'll message you that information.
Okay.
You can share it if you'd like.
It's secret.
Okay.
Ooh,
Backstory.
plot development.
Pretty much. Everybody should always be seeking to develop their own character.
Yep.
Slash
Just like
learning
Slash
emotion.
developed emotions.
Rezar's learning how to count.
Okay, Eldrick, I need you to give me something specific.
Marriage counseling.
Something specific about necromancy, like
How to
An actual-
stop it.
like area regarding necromancy. Like, what is it you're looking for in particular?
Necromancy related to gems and infusing gems with necromantic magic and auras, I guess. Or necromantic magic that would infuse gems with, its aura, basically. Anything related to our current situation and how it may be helpful.
Okay. All right. Are you able to listen right now, or are you kind of distracted?
Oh, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay. So it's interesting because what you're talking about, basically like trapping souls and using dark magics and crystals, is an extreme perversion of the natural essence of crystals, right? Because they occur in nature, and they're very pure. So that is why dark arts and things tend to be performed on them, because it's almost like a polar attraction, if you will, of dark and light. And for whatever reason, that tends to make magic for, with these two components very potent and reliable for the most part. Now, as far as the Sky Shark, you don't think that this has anything to do with actual necromantic magic, as far as like to the extent of like death and disease or anything like that, but you feel that there is life force tied into these into this substance in some way. Negative life force generated in some way that was someone's misfortune.
Are you saying that Sky Shark is made from tormented souls?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Well, I definitely believe that now. That's fucking
I was vibing
crazy. We get high off other people's pain and misery.
Against his better
Detroit.
judgment, realizing this information and coming to the conclusions that you said I just have, I reluctantly dive back into that tome again and detect magic and comprehend languages, seeking specific tidbits about life force and how it can be used to enhance or create substances which alter, potentially, I guess.
As you open this tome for a second time, the pages feel smoother to your fingers. As you turn the pages, it flows naturally.
He's becoming tuned to a book
It
about
feels like
necromancy and devils.
a woman's caress against your skin. And you're finding it hard to pull yourself away now that you're delving into it.
Uh-oh.
And specifically, the information you're looking for, you find a small passage basically talking about how lesser devils will do anything in an attempt to impress
It's Frodo.
their greater devil
He's gonna wither away.
overlords,
My
basically.
precious. That's not Frodo. I'm sorry.
And at the hopes of gaining favor and the hopes of increasing their own power. So, if a devil is indeed involved in these misfortunes occurring in this town, you can gather that they're doing it in order to, make themselves more powerful. Like, you don't really see any other reason that the devil would do this for, other than their own personal gain.
So there's nothing about drawing out this particular entity or getting them to reveal themselves, any way to appeal to them that would incite them enough to make themselves known and their entourage that assists.
There's nothing about how to specifically locate a devil.
Ooh, I got chills.
Devils
Is there
are
anything
very
about
good at what they do, and there's a reason why, that they're in the situation they're in, and they can do these types of things because they've learned through the years how to manipulate and how to hide.
Is there anything about summoning one or binding one?
Summoning or binding one. Whoa, that's pretty dark. Let's see what the die tells us.
I'm thinking
No.
Eldrick.
There's nothing about summoning a devil in this book.
Let's see what the nope.
You did mention in this book the first time we read in it that the demons, even the lowliest ones, are all about making deals and pacts.
I did. Well, I didn't say all about, but I said they.
Well,
I said they take it. They take them very seriously, and if you do make a deal with any devil,
it's not good. Period.
It is attached to the power of Asmodeus himself.
Exactly.
And if you renege on the deal, your soul is basically sucked into hell.
Rezar kind of wants to make a deal with the devil.
You called?
To be better at jacks.
Yeah. And they just like, here.
I'll be the world Jacks champion.
Here, just use this rubber ball. Oh, this is so much easier! Well worth my soul!
Your soul is mine!
So, Eldrick, you don't feel like whoever wrote this book is going to have any more information here for your specific situation. You feel like the only option you have left is to find out about Sky Shark, trace its roots, figure out where it came from. You're going to have to, what do they call it whenever you have to get on the street and do the dirty work? What's that called?
Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, you got to
Jehovah's Witness.
You guys are going to have to do legwork. There's no magical spell that's going to do this for you.
Alright, Eldrick tries to tear himself away from this book, coming to the realization that he's more than likely just wasting time.
Okay, roll me a con save.
Sounds like this book is cursed. Good thing I can't read. Oof.
Nope.
Oof.
Okay. As you go to close the book,
Things get
you
interesting.
see some more interesting passages and notes. And you continue reading.
Uh-oh.
4.
Uh-oh.
An additional hour.
Okay, just 1 hour.
So, as you're stuck there, everybody else is meeting up at Council Hill.
Without Giante, or without K9, right?
K9, you walk up to Eldrick. As a lot of time has been passing, and you want, to get other things done. And you speak to him, Eldrick. This book is so interesting that at the moment, you never want to stop reading it. So keep that in mind. What do you say to him, K9?
Hey, buddy. It's time.
How long have we been in the library?
5.5 hours, 4.5 hours.
Right now, it's about 3.5 hours, but Eldrick looks like he is still head deep into this book.
Is it so interesting that you've lost yourself in it?
Just one moment, please. I found something very interesting here. I must keep reading. It's imperative.
Okay.
That's not always necessarily a good thing, is it? Does he seem like he's like, I don't know,
It seems like he's enjoying the hell out of himself.
estranged? Okay.
What's that you say? Yes, one moment. One moment.
Uh-oh.
So my eyes are like very large, and I'm just like crazed as I'm reading.
Is that a tank?
Just like,
Is
I
that a
can't
tank?
wait to read the next word, the next line. I'm flipping pages. I'm just like in a trance.
One moment, please. I have to do something real quick. Tank! Look at the little puppy. You're not gonna show his penis again, are you? Okay, that's enough.
Banned.
Nope, he covers his butthole. What a gent.
You can't. You actually can't even see his butthole. It's just hair.
Don't have to prove it. That's quite all right.
Hey, buddy.
It's been exposed on camera. Not even for money.
Eldrick is all right in there.
Love you.
What was that? Kanon, sorry.
Is everything all right in there?
What's that you say? One moment, please.
So Kenan, he doesn't appear to be wanting to leave. What do you want to do?
All right. Well, this might be a bit excessive, but
Charm person. Oh.
it's time to leave. Make a wisdom throw.
I don't remember that next part.
Of course. Of course.
Lol,
Whenever it
JK.
comes to a library.
Eldrick, you feel like it feels like a fly buzzing around your head. You're just like,
How does this work? Can I? Hmm. Can I force the book closed?
I mean, you can walk up to it and try to close it if you want.
Eldrick's gonna be pissed. But
I'll
yeah.
do that.
Okay, Eldrick, keep in mind your current feelings and thought processes about
I'm gonna kill you, Canine! You dog!
So you do carry on with that, Kanon, and smash the book.
He casts sleep.
Wait, you cast sleep on me?
Nobody's casting sleep.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yes.
but yeah, I closed the book on you.
You motherfucker.
Why did
Well,
you do
well, actually, before that even happens, you guys make opposed acrobatic checks.
Upon touching the cursed
Oh,
book,
shit.
roll a con save.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Roll low.
It's alright, Eldrick's old. Yes.
Oh, that
So
was
he
close.
does snatch enough control of the book, Eldrick, to slam it. Now you can continue.
Do I suffer any effects as this happens?
No, you still feel the same way. You still feel well, out of character, enchanted by the book.
So no psychic backlash or anything like.
No, you don't.
Okay, cool.
Nothing crazy happens when the book slams, but you still feel like you are discovering so many important things right now.
The book's cursed. I
Why
say.
did you do that? I was on the verge of very important discoveries. You should leave now.
I think we both should leave for the moment and come back at a later time.
I think not.
Eldrick.
I opened the book
Look
again
at
and begin
yourself.
reading it again.
All right, you do.
Have a little lover's quarrel.
I need to go AFK for like 5 minutes. Can we?
Okay.
Are we gonna do that soon or no?
Yeah, we're gonna go AFK here in just a second.
Okay.
Can I set the damn book on fire now?
You can.
Set it on fire.
You can certainly try.
Let's see.
Burning books, are we? No, Papa.
Can I though? I can't. I don't have any fire spells. Oh, I have a tinderbox.
I was like, don't you have like a fire making thing as a goddamn druid? Sorry.
He's gonna get us kicked out permanently from this area.
Yeah.
No.
Banned from the library for burning it down.
Aldrich, it is
Very
time to
specifically
leave.
not using candlelight. They're using glowstones.
I'll say when it's time to leave. This is very important stuff here I've discovered.
He sounds like a drunk. I'll tell you when I've had enough. One more passage and I'm done.
K9, you get the feeling that your words are falling on deaf ears. He really wants to read what's in this book, and he doesn't want to stop anytime soon.
Can I make a medicine that would pretty much render him unconscious? For like a few seconds. 'Cause,
I have to pee.
No, not right now.
Damn it. The only thing I could try is probably...
You could just let him read the book and leave. I mean,
Yeah. But it is time to actually eat, isn't it?
Nope, it's like
You say it was... No, wait. You said it was 3.5 hours, or 3.5 hours.
Yeah,
But
it's
is
go-
that
it's going
before
on-
Valana left,
going
or
on,
after?
it's going on 4 hours now. And it's the time is it's about 2 in the afternoon.
Oh, I thought it was like 3.5 hours after Valana left.
It's been a while, regardless.
Okay, so it's only been an hour since Valana left.
Something like that. 2 hours, something like that.
Well,
I read the book over his shoulder to see what's got him so enamored.
So you want to read it over your shoulder?
Yeah.
Eldrick, you feel a strange sensation of selfishness, and you don't want anybody discovering what you're reading right now besides yourself. It's
Also-
all yours.
also, isn't he only able to read this book because he's using detect magic and comprehend languages?
Is that the same book?
Yes, it's the same book.
So the pages.
I
should
thought
be
I was
white.
under the impression he could just
Yeah.
understand it.
I pressed the book up against the front of my robes, and I kind of like back away slowly from him. I don't think you should be reading this. It's not for everyone.
Even though Eldrick, he probably can't even read it. He's still looking. You just don't even want him to look at it. Like the pages are all yours.
It's all mine. Mine. My precious.
Yeah, I just imagine that he's looking at blank pages, and is just so enamored by these blank pages that even though K9's trying to read, there's nothing there.
Aldrich, you're acting childish.
Childish, you're the one who slammed this text in my face.
All right, Eldrick.
Fair.
Roll me another.
Con save.
Wisdom? No, con.
Yeah, con save.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
All right.
I'm
So, as you pull the book off your chest, again, you see another piece in the bottom corner of the page, and you turn it, and you see a whole other passage, and you're like, "Oh, wow!" And you are going to feel enchanted for the next hour and 30 minutes from now, reading this book.
Oh boy.
Rezar gets addicted to the Sty Shark, and Eldrick gets addicted to books.
I mean, you could have used your portent for 14 and possibly passed, but whatever.
I'm sure these others have already talked to the council members and done all kinds of things by now. If you want to go to
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to how far this is going to go. Like,
apparently very far.
Valana left, she's no longer unlucky, and now he is.
Okay, so yeah, let's
Coincidence?
rewind. Let's rewind a couple
probably.
hours. Um,
Can we take
Or-
a break here?
maybe an hour. Yeah, you guys take a break.
Cool. I have to pee.
Okay.
I'll be back.
I'm gonna go find Fid.
I hit the pee so
Alright,
bad.
5 minutes, right?
Yep.
Alright, we're